everyone, this is February the 1st and we just arrived in Tucson, Arizona. And today we are with Giovanna Hesley and we are going to meet...
Hello, we're going to see James at Tanque Verde High School. James Ebeling. Okay, well the reason that we do aquaponics here is because our soil is so hard. We have limestone soil that makes a caliche, which is a natural cement. It's like having sidewalk right underneath your dirt. So we can't dig into it. So a soilless culture is a better way to go. So that's why we run the hydroponics through here. And because we have alkali water, this works really well for us with the fish because it's an acidifying process, so it balances it out. We feed the fish and they turn the water in, well, the bacteria changes their waste into nutrient for all of this, and we get two products in a place where we would normally never have anything because we have no water and we have bad soil. So now we have a way of growing amazing gardens here in Arizona.
My name is Dr. James Ebeling. This is a high school system that was built as part of a senior design project with the local university, biological, agricultural, and biosystems engineering department. What you see here is an engineer's viewpoint on how aquaponics should be done. And as you will see later, there are, in this section here, the aquaponics or the aquaculture system, which consists of 2 fry tanks and 1 large grow-out tank. The water is circulated through the circular tanks, which collect the solids efficiently in the middle, to a large sump reservoir, where there is an aeration and heating. It then goes through a relatively expensive pump, which will last a long time, by the way, into a bubble wash bead filter. And the bubble wash bead filter does both solids capture and ammonia to nitrate. The water coming out is crystal clear, no solids to speak of, which then go into the 2 media beds and 3 deep water rafts. By getting the solids out of the water, by using an expensive filter, we're able to solve all the problems that the small systems have, which is solids build up in the media beds, solids build up in the deep water rafts, which tend to suffocate the roots. And so from an engineering perspective, we spend a lot of money up front to do a good design of the system elements so that we don't have problems down the road. Other systems are built cheap, but they don't last long because they have problems down the road because of solids, equipment failure, etc. This has been running close to 2 years now, 2.5 years now, with absolutely no problems. And I expect it will run for another 5 or 6 years without any maintenance to speak of. So that's the advantage of spending money up front. We have automatic feeders, so the fish are fed on weekends and holidays because it's a school. So people are not here all the time. In addition to that, I have a set of meters, DO, pH, and electroconductivity, that I use every time I come to monitor the water quality and record it so we can keep track of how things are changing over time. So on this side of the greenhouse is aquaponics, which were built by the students. And then as time went on, we added this side to the system, which is a combination of aeroponics, actually 2 separate aeroponic systems based on these tower culture concept. And then in the middle is a hydroponic system. So the students have an opportunity to see various ways in which aquaponics or hydroponics can be incorporated into their curriculum. There's just a lot of stuff that is added on to as years go by to both monitor water quality and to harvest and package and things like that, the product. But we've been very successful. We've had no major problems. The system is expensive and a lot of schools can't afford it. Probably overall, it probably costs about $8,000 US for all of this. So as you can see, there's a variety of plants being grown in addition to the tilapia. and koi in the fish tanks. So this is a herb garden. We have some plants that are actually designed for the International Space Station or for Mars. They're dwarf tomatoes. We have some Greek oregano, we have some mint, we have some thyme, we have some celery, there's some strawberries, there's various types of peas in the background. Over here there's kale and more mint and just a hodgepodge of things. So we tend to grow just about anything we want to, really, which is nice. And the students like it because it's a very diverse thing. And then down the deep water rafts we tend to mostly use for lettuce and bok choy and artichoke. Here we have basically a seedling area where the plants are started, and it's automatically watered every 6 hours, so the plants get bottom-up watering with a light that's on 24 hours a day. And then from there they move down to a kind of a, well, like this right here, they move down into an area where they're allowed to grow for another 2 or 3 weeks, so they get up to a relatively large size. And so these then move over into that area there when they're about 6 weeks old. And then after about 8 or 9 weeks in the wintertime, we have full heads of lettuce. So it works out really well.
So why do you think the schools should invest in this kind of projects?
Well, obviously, you know, the biggest advantage of these systems is the fact that so many different departments can use them. So the science individuals can do the water chemistry, the biologists and plant physiologists can look at plants. The kids really enjoy growing things, so they just get a kick out of just growing things. And then there's just lots of work to be done. Aquaponics is really going to be a future industry. We need employees. The school has what's called a JTED program, which is designed for students to get into a technical field. Most students in the United States tend to go to university, but we're trying to move students into technical fields, and this is one of those technical fields. So we have opportunity for them to experience the trials and tribulations of growing things.
How old are they?
The students are what, Giovanni?
14 through 18.
14 through 18. We also work with some of the challenged students, is what we call them, who are mentally challenged or physically challenged. So they like to come in and work because there's not a lot they can do to really harm anything, but they can do easy tasks such as harvesting and things like that. We have an entrepreneur club that actually sells the product at a farmer's market. So they're looking at marketing and costing and things like that. So those are the 3 main ones. And then at the other schools, we have about 5 schools now that are doing this. They're doing all kinds of things. I mean, it's just amazing what the teachers and students can come up with for things.
70% of the water used in the Southwest is for agriculture. And we just can't keep going with that number because there's so many people, and we need it for industry and for domestic use.
So aquaponic is...
It's a good solution.
Perfect
Yes.
solution for all of your troubles.
That's right. It is the one system that solves each of those issues. Local, I don't have to ship it anywhere. It fixes it because I use very little water and recirculate my water, and I don't need to worry about soil, so I can put it anywhere.